this experiment, we are going to determine the solubility product constant of a slightly soluble solid. That solid is calcium hydroxide, which is here in this vial here. You can see that it's not clear. It's a milky white color, and if we look closely at the bottom, you can see that there's some white particulate matter down there at the bottom. This is because calcium hydroxide is sparingly soluble. That means that it is only slightly soluble in water. So for this first part of the experiment here, we have to separate the solid calcium hydroxide from the solution calcium hydroxide. In order to do that, we are going to use filter paper and a funnel, which is something we've never done before, so I'm going to demonstrate how to do that for you. So first thing first, we want to first do our best to separate the solution from the solid by the process of decanting. If you recall from the qualitative analysis lab where we made precipitates and then used the centrifuge to help us separate the solution, the supernatant, from the precipitate, we use the process of decanting to pour off that supernatant into a new test tube. Similar process here, going to pour off the solution at the top from the solid at the bottom, but you will see that when I do this, the separation is not that great. That's why we have to use the filter paper in the funnel. So I'm going to decant about 60 milliliters. Okay, so I have done my best, but you can see that it's still not that clear. So this is where the filter paper comes in handy. So I'll grab a piece of filter paper here. One is enough to do the job, and you can see here that the filter paper is too big to fit into the funnel. So the way that I fix this is I fold the filter paper in half once, and then fold it again to make this little kind of almost triangle shape, and then stick my finger into the folds here so that I have created a little cone, and this cone fits nicely into the cone of the funnel. When the filter paper is dry, it doesn't really sit there very well, but I can fix this by using a little bit of distilled water to hold the filter paper in place, and the wet paper stays nicely into the funnel there. So I will then stick my funnel with the filter paper into a beaker for collection here, and then in small aliquots I will filter out the calcium hydroxide here. Not all of the calcium hydroxide will fit into the funnel at once, so I have to monitor to make sure that I'm not overfilling it. Remember, it's very important that we collect the solid calcium hydroxide in the filter paper. We don't want it passing through. So if you see here, very slowly the calcium hydroxide is dripping out. So we'll give this a few minutes and check back on it when it's all done.